2GB News Talk 87, an entry in the papers. Category 11A, Best Single Event News Coverage, Barlow and Chambers hangings. Penang, Malaysia. Australian drug runners Kevin Barlow and Barlow Chambers are on death row in the notorious Pudu prison. They await the outcome of an application for a re-hearing of clemency petitions after their arrest 2.5 years earlier in Penang for possessing heroin. 32 months of legal wrangling does little except to delay the inevitable death by hanging, Malaysia's answer drug trafficking. With time quick running out and confusing reports coming out of Malaysia, 2GB flies journalist Craig Middleton to Penang to cover developments firsthand. June 26, 1986, Barlow and Chambers win a 7-day stay of execution. Middleton files from Malaysia, providing Australians with the first news via 2GB and the Macquarie network that the hangings have been delayed.
Malaysian Attorney General did not appear, so an adjournment was suggested. Chambers' lawyer, Subhash, urged that an assurance be given the warrants of execution not be signed in the meantime. That assurance has been given. The warrants won't be signed until after the court hearing on July the 4th. Craig Middleton, Macquarie National News, Penang.
July 4th. The Penang High Court is told death warrants have been signed for Barlow and Chambers. Again, Middleton is first to air with the dramatic news.
The news has caused uproar in the court. Chambers lawyer Subhash Chandran has called for contempt proceedings against the Penang State legal advisor, Shari Yusof. Subhash says that's because the legal advisor 8 days ago told the High Court that death warrants would not be signed before today. The court has adjourned to establish where the death warrants are now and if a date has been fixed for the hangings. Craig Middleton, Macquarie National News, Penang.
Just 24 hours later, Craig phones through with confirmation of the date and time of the pending executions. Only minutes after a conversation between Middleton and Barbara Barlow, the news is flashed on 2GB at 4:21 in the afternoon.
Barlow and Chambers and Kevin Barlow are to hang at 8 o'clock Monday morning. The information has been confirmed by Barlow's mother, Barbara. Mrs. Barlow given the news via a letter she received of the Australian High Commission a short time ago. Just repeating, Barlow Chambers and Kevin Barlow are to hang in Malaysia at 8 o'clock Monday morning, Sydney time.
Later that afternoon, Middleton files a full report from Kuala Lumpur.
2GB News Talk 87, Macquarie National News.
It's 6 o'clock. Good evening. This is Craig Middleton in Kuala Lumpur. Convicted Australian drug traffickers Kevin Barlow and Barlow Chambers will be hanged here in 36 hours. Both of their families have been told that tomorrow morning will be their last chance to see their sons alive. The letters informing them have been given to the families by the Australian High Commissioner in Kuala Lumpur. I understand that neither of the condemned men are aware that they'll be executed at 6 a.m. on Monday morning local time. Barlow's mother, Barbara, said her visit to Pudu prison this morning was the last time she'll see her son alive.
I was extremely upset when I left the prison this morning. I think for the first time in public, I have broken down and cried. Over the last 32 months, I have built up a shell to cover up in public the hurt that I feel inside. I have got to keep strong for my son's sake. I still have a fight on my hands. And I will not stop fighting until that trap door opens at 6 o'clock on Monday morning.
As yet, we've had no reaction from the Chambers family. This is Craig Middleton in Kuala Lumpur. Now here's Patrick Burns with the rest of the news.
An Australian has been arrested.
Monday, July 7th. Middleton continues to lead the way, providing first official word of the death sentences being carried out. 2GB goes to air with the news, 60 seconds ahead of a previously prepared wire snap from Reuters, and also beating all other Australian media in Kuala Lumpur, including 3 radio journalists.
And returning to our top story, it's now been confirmed from Kuala Lumpur this morning that Australian drug traffickers Kevin Barlow and Barlow Chambers have been hanged. They were hanged at 6 o'clock local time, that's 8 o'clock our time, the time the hangings were due to go ahead, and the confirmation now through from the Malaysian government officials that the hangings have taken place. News time is 6 minutes past 9.
Later that same day, Middleton wraps up proceedings at the top of 2GB's half-hour midday news.
A large crowd of media and bystanders had gathered, more than 100 people bustling in front of Pudu prison's gates, lit up by television camera lights. At 5:20, the prison doctor arrived. It would be his job to certify both men had died of a broken neck, snapped at the third cervical vertebrae. 9 minutes later, the superintendent of prisons arrived to witness the hangings. Then arrived Kapil Singh, who'd come to confirm that the hangings would take place so he could inform Barlow's mother. He'd worked into the early hours of the morning with Mrs. Barlow, trying to stay the executions through a last-minute appeal to Prime Minister Bob Hawke. But that appeal, Kapil said, was too late.
The result is negative. Otherwise, some word would have come in by now. It hasn't. And if it doesn't, I think it is the inevitable, which must be accepted. We can't help it now.
The death certificate's written. Both men's bodies were loaded into a large green truck and driven out of the front gate, a fact confirmed by a prison officer. I then asked Kapil how he felt now that it was all over. He replied he felt pathetic but had to end this way. A funeral service now is being held in Kuala Lumpur's St Mary's Cathedral. Barlow's body will be cremated here and his ashes taken to Adelaide. Chambers will be buried in Perth. Craig Middleton, Macquarie National News, Kuala Lumpur.
Despite widespread coverage of all the legal haggling and the virtual certainty that the Australians would be executed, confirmation of the hanging still shocks many Australians. In the preceding weeks, this country is divided by heated public debate on whether the pair should hang. However, since executions, division makes way for widespread Australian hostility towards the Malaysian government's hardline stand. Working around the clock for almost 2 weeks straight, Craig Middleton returns home after 12 days of setting the pace and standards for single-event news coverage. GB News Talk 87, an entry in the papers. Category 11A,